beautiful people. My name is Indy Maxine Weir, and I am the International Coordinator of the Taraba Human Rights International Film Festival. I am here to tell you so much about this film festival and how you can participate and benefit from this film festival. So talking about film festivals, I'm sure you've heard of the popular ones like the Toronto International Film Festival, the Berlin International Film Festival, and of course you have the Venice International Film Festivals, who have made impact, global impact over the years on the film industry. And much like these film festivals, the Taraba Human Rights Film Festival intends to make such an impact. But you know what? It is unique. It is talking about human rights, and that is the area we intend to impact using themes. I mean, for our foreign participants, you have already sent your entries, over 1,000 of them from 100 countries all across the globe. We need you to come down to Taraba so that we can sit down together and go through them. Go through our collective history, what has been, what is right now, and what should be. Together, we can come up with the standard of what human rights should be in our different countries, using themes to tell our stories and to give our recommendation, if you know what I mean. Being out here is so refreshing. It takes me to the second reason why you should be part of the Taraba Human Rights International Film Festival in person. Fun fact, you know that Taraba State is home to the Mambila Plateau, which is known for its beautiful scenery and cool weather? I can tell you this for free. I am looking forward to that. And that's not all. It is home to the Kashimbila Game Reserve, where there are different animals and you get to experience them. You gotta have that safari feel. And also, it doesn't stop there. There is the Bitako Hills, very amazing rock formations, and you just see the beauty in it. You see, I don't even know.
Good evening and welcome to News at 9 p.m. on Psalm TV, the pulse of the nation. You can also follow us on Facebook at Psalm TV and on YouTube at Psalm TV Live. Now the major headlines. A president of Arewa Grassroots Leaders Assembly has supported growing calls for citizens in northern Nigeria to defend themselves amidst escalating insecurity. An Edo State High Court in Igara has nullified the impeachment of Akoko Edo local government chairman. A former federal lawmaker and 2023 Rivers governorship aspirant, Dr. Farad Dogogo, has praised Nigerian workers for their resilience and dedications ahead of the 2025 International Workers' Day. I am Bridget James with the news. Collins Onogu, president of the Arewa Grassroots Leaders Assembly, has supported growing calls for citizens in northern Nigeria to defend themselves amidst escalating insecurity. At the press conference in Abuja, he urged the federal government to legalize the possessions of AK-47 rifles for self-defense in rural communities, provided there is strict monitoring and regulations. Onogu also called for the development of additional security personnel to vulnerable areas and the establishment of a dedicated task force to identify and apprehend criminal elements. He stressed the importance of empowering community-led security initiatives such as vigilante groups and neighborhood watches, while demanding that the government move beyond rhetoric and take concrete action. His remark aligned with similar suggestions previously made by former Minister of Youth and Sports, Solomon Dalun. An Edo State High Court in Igara has nullified the impeachment of Akoko Edo Local Government Chairman Taju Alade, declaring the actions illegal and ordering his immediate reinstatement justice. B.A. Oko, who delivered the judgment on Wednesday, also directed the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, to provide security for Alade to resume office. The court dismissed the state government's objections on jurisdiction's affirming its authority to hear the case. Former federal lawmaker and 2023 Rivers governorship aspirant Dr. Farah Dogogo has praised Nigerian workers for their resilience and dedications ahead of the 2025 International Workers' Day. In a statement issued in Port Harcourt, Dogogo urged both government and private employers to improve workers' welfare, noting that their efforts sustain the nation despite economic challenges. He stressed the need for urgent reform in health, education, and security, and called on leaders to prioritize policies that reflect current realities. As an employer, he also expressed gratitude to his staff and reaffirms his commitment to their well-being. A federal high court in Abuja has ordered the EFCC to release businesswoman Aisha Achimugu within 24 hours and reports compliance by May 2, 2025. Achimugu was arrested amid investigations into alleged money laundering and fraudulent oil block acquisition. She had earlier filed a suit against multiple security agencies, claiming her rights were violated after being declared wanted. The court upheld her bail and demanded the EFCC conclude her release process promptly. The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control has launched 2 mobile applications, Can2 Verify and NAFDAC Green Book, to strengthen efforts against counterfeit drugs in Nigeria. Unveiled during a sensitization workshop in Gombe, the app enables healthcare professionals and consumers to verify the authenticity of medicines. NAFDAC Director General Professor Majisola Adeyeye, represented by Mr. Bitrus Frathen, emphasized that only registered drugs accessed through approved channels are safe. Officials described the tools as vital in exposing counterfeits and enhancing drug safety nationwide. The campaign is set to expand across all geopolitical zones with community-level training ongoing. Nigeria has launched a nationwide polio vaccination campaign in states including Kaduna, Kogi, Sokoto, Kano, Adamawa, and Bauchi to protect children under 5 and cope the resurgence of polio. The campaign, alleged with African Vaccination World Immunization Week, focuses on house-to-house outreach and community engagements. Health officials, traditional leaders, and state governments are urging parents, especially fathers, to support immunization. The initiative follows recent outbreak and aims to vaccinate millions of children, restore confidence in vaccines, and boost overall public health. Similarly, Yobe State aims to achieve 80% vaccination coverage by 2026 to cope outbreak of preventable diseases. Health Commissioner Dr. Mohammed Ghana emphasized targeting hard-to-reach and unvaccinated communities. Currently, 17.5% of children in the state have not received any vaccine. With Gulani and Gaidam local government areas most affected, Borno State and UNICEF are also intensifying efforts to reduce zero-dose cases and improve routine immunization through outreach and collaboration. Kwara State is facing challenges in recruiting doctors due to the ongoing brand drain. Despite efforts such as salary increase and recruitment approval from the governor, the state currently has only 99 doctors, below the required 180 to 200, with rural areas being especially affected. To address this, the state is developing a software to improve patient care and plans to implement a long-term retention strategy by sponsoring medical students. In Bayelsa, the state government is also intensifying efforts to recruit more doctors and medical laboratory scientists to improve healthcare services, emphasizing collaborations among health professionals. The chairman of the People's Democratic Party in Kaduna State, Chief Edward Marshall, has declared the party's readiness to reclaim power in 2027, citing public discontent with the All Progressive Congress and renewed grassroots mobilization. In a statement on Wednesday, Marshall said his leadership has focused on reconciliation, unity, and stakeholders' engagement. Despite recent defections to the APC, he criticized Governor Uba Sani's administration for worsening insecurity, neglecting rural infrastructure, and wasteful spending. Marshall pressed PDP lawmakers for implementing community-focused projects and reaffirmed the party's commitment to democratic restoration through the courts. He assured supporters that the PDP is prepared to resist electoral malpractice and lead Kaduna to a better future. A fire outbreak late Tuesday night destroyed sections of popular Terminus Market in Jos, Plateau State, with goods and property worth millions of naira lost. Eyewitnesses reported the fire began shortly after 11 p.m., engulfing several shops before it was brought under control. The cause of the blast has yet to be determined by authorities. The chairman of the House of Representatives Committee on AIDS, Tuberculosis and Malaria, Honorable Amobi Oga, has accused the Minister of State for Labor and Productivity, Honorable Nyeruka Onyechoka, of ongoing polling unit results during the 2023 National Assembly elections in Abia State. In a petition to the Independent National Electoral Commission, Oga, who represents Isuikuta Omoechi Federal Constituency, alleged that Ojechoka tendered 63 falsified polling unit results at the election tribunal. Documents which differed from those clarified by INEC and allegedly bore fake endorsements. He urged INEC to investigate and prosecute Onyechoka and her alleged accomplices, vowing to escalate the matter publicly and legally if the commission failed to act. Troops of the 6th Brigade Nigerian Army foiled a kidnap attempt and rescued 6 travelers along the Wukari-Kante route in Taraba State on April 27, 2025. Acting on a distress call, soldiers swiftly responded, recovered the victims' abandoned vehicles, and safely escorted them after confirming their safety. The brigade commander commended the troops and urged public cooperation through timely intelligence sharing. Award-winning U.S. media executive Stacia Phillips is set to lead workshops in Abuja and Lagos from May 3rd to 10th, aimed at equipping Nigerian media leaders with strategies to address financial and digital challenges. Organized by Channels Academy with support from the U.S. mission, the section will focus on sustainable business models adapting to AI and preserving editorial independence, drawing on her 30 years at ABC News and CNN. Phillips emphasized the importance of local solutions to global media issues. The initiative marked a shift from previous U.S.-backed journalist training to prioritize long-term media sustainability. Residents of Atimbo in Calabar, Cross River State, have called on the government to address the danger posed by falling trees during storms which have damaged cars and properties. A recent incident saw a tree crush a parked vehicle during a downpour. Though no injuries were reported, in 2024, a similar event killed a university lecturer when a tree fell on boards along the Moritala Muhammad Highway. Locals have urged the state to act proactively before the rainy season intensifies. Commissioner for Environment Moses Osoge assured that efforts are ongoing to identify and cut down hazardous trees, urging residents to report any key suspects may pose a risk. An Ekiti State High Court has sentenced 5 men, Ojo Tope, Damilola Christopher, Joshua Adegope, Oderope Tami Tope, and Oyedele Oluwatobi, to death by hanging for armed robbery and the murder of a night guard. The convicts were also handed 21-year jail term each for conspiracy. The prosecution established that the crime took place on August 18, 2021 in Ado Ekiti, where the men robbed several residents and totally attacked security guards. The court, presided over by Justice Olalekan Olatawuro, found the prosecution's case proven beyond reasonable doubt. Bandits in Zamfara State have killed the chief imam of Maru Jumal Max, Al-Khali Saliu Suleiman, and his 3 children, despite receiving 11 million naira of the 20 million naira ransom demanded for their release. The victims adopted 2 months ago from Maru towns in Maru local government area were reportedly executed after the adopters' additional demands of motorcycles and food items were unmet. Meanwhile, in Benue State, a farmer, Felix Sugei Ukir, was bareheaded in Tinse Okpe village, Guma local government area, amidst resurging violence as security appeared across the northwest and north-central region. Kwara State Governor Abdurrahman Abdurrazak has engaged traditional rulers to boost grassroots intelligence and counter cross-border threats. Anambra State Governor Chukwuma Soludo has called on traditional rulers across the southeast to unite and collaborate in advancing the region's development. Speaking in Akwa during a meeting of the Southeast Traditional Rulers Council, Soludo emphasized the importance of preserving Igbo cultural values and language while working together for regional progress. He expressed concern over the erosions of traditional norms and the growing celebrations of ill-gotten wealth, urging a return to values such as hard work, integrity, and community unity. Chairman of the Council, Dr. E.C. Okeke, commended Soludo for his leadership and commitment to the Southeast. The Lagos State Police Command has arrested 8 suspected linked to cult-related killings around Yaba College of Technology. The arrests made on April 29, 2025, followed on intelligence-led operations. According to the police, the suspects aged between 20 and 30 were apprehended with weapons, including a Barrett's pistol, ammunition, battle axes, and cutlasses. A police statement assured the public that the suspects will face the full force of the law, and further investigations are on the way to uncover their involvement in the cult activities. Commissioner of Police Olohundare Jimo commended the swift operations and urged the public to remain vigilant and report any suspicious activity. Former APC Chairman Enugu Dr. Ben Nwoye has criticized Governor Peter Mbah for failing to fulfill his promises to provide water to residents within 180 days of assuming office. 2 years into the administration, many areas, including Independence Layout, still lack water, with residents depending on costly tanker supply due to state-imposed taxes on vendors. Nwoye expressed frustrations over the uncompleted water project and highlighted health risks from using untreated water. He also condemned the government's demolitions of properties without compensation, urging the administration to adopt a more humane and structured approach to development, citing a better practice in Rivers State. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, has seized illicit drug worth over 2.6 billion naira in Jigawa State, following a 3-day intelligence-led operations across Jigawa and Kano states. NDLEA Commander Musa Maina revealed that 3 suspects, Jamilu Muhammad, Abba Ibrahim and Shuaibu Umar, were arrested while attempting to distribute the drugs to Jigawa, Yobe, Bauchi State, and Niger Republic. 2 vehicles, a Toyota Sienna and an 18-seater Hummer bus, were impounded with 118.6 tons of tramadol, 195.3 kilograms of pregabalin. The agency described the bus as its biggest in the state and confirmed that investigations are ongoing to uncover the border trafficking network. The People's Democratic Party has instructed its national legal advisor, Kamaluddin Ajibade, to initiate legal actions against Delta State Governor Sharif Obowari, former Governor Ifeanyi Okowa, and the PDP structure in Delta State over their defections to the All Progressive Congress. Following an emergency meeting, Acting National Chairman Ambassador Umar Damagum stated that the party intended to reclaim its mandate, emphasizing that those involved were elected on the PDP platforms. Professor Samuel Oguche of Bingham University, Cairo, Nasarawa State, at the recent induction course for elected Kogi State's local government officials in Lokoja, where he stated that Nigeria's current constitution does not permit the separations of state and local government areas despite the Supreme Court's recent ruling in local government financial autonomy. Oguche, a visiting law professor and legislative fellow, explained that Section 7 of the Constitution placed local governments under state jurisdictions, with state assemblies controlling their structure and operations, while supporting autonomy for effective governance. He emphasized that legal reforms are necessary to clarify local government status and ensure accountability, financial independence, and improved service delivery. Ebonyi State Governor Francis Nwifuru has commenced the constructions of an industrial city in Izegbo, Ogochu local government area, aimed at boosting economic growth and attracting investments at the groundbreaking ceremony. Nwifuru said the project will feature modern infrastructure, including roads network, independent power supply, broadband internet, water system, and robust security, designed to host manufacturing hubs, technology parks, and export facilities. The city will leverage local resources and create thousands of jobs. The government noted that Ihangbo's strategic location marks its ideal for industrial development, with the government and partners investing heavily to ensure successful implementation. The Kano State Police Command has launched a specialized training program for officers in the Criminal Investigations Department to enhance their skills in cyber security and anti-corruption. The initiative, in line with directives from the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, aimed to equip personnel with modern investigative tools. Key sections included presentations on eliminating corruption, on ethical conduct, and cybersecurity awareness, delivered by top police officials and experts. Commissioner of Police Ibrahim Adamu Bakori praised the facilitators and encouraged officers to embrace the knowledge. He was honored with an award for promoting digital security, pledging continued capacity building efforts across the command. Opolupi Ete, who represents Eket Ona Esit, Eket Egbeno Federal Constituency, has praised Akwa Ibom State Governor Umo Eno for endorsing President Bola Tinubu and Senate President Godswill Akpabio re-election's bid. Ete described the move as courageous and reflective of the governor's commitment to unity and development. He noted that Eno's alignment with the federal government signals pragmatic leadership that transcends party lines, emphasizing its potentials to unlock vital federal support for the state. Chieftains also leaded the governor's considerations of Akpabio's role, leadership, and pledged continuous support for Eno's administration. Telecom service in Kogi State are set to resume on Wednesday following the resolutions of a dispute between MTN Nigeria and the Kogi State government. According to the Association of Licensed Telecoms Operations of Nigeria, Alton Chairman Ogbenga Adebayo confirmed that issues leading to the shutdown Fabri Optim's coverage claim had been addressed. The dispute began when the Kogi State Utility Infrastructure Management and Compliance Agency accused MTN of uninterrupting its fiber network and violating operational rules, leading to a count-ordered shutdown. MTN alleged tax non-compliance, further escalating the situation. Ondo State Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa has reiterated his administration's commitment to youth development through sports and community initiative. Represented by his special advisor on power, Honorable Johnson Alabi, at the maiden Sir Alateru Olagwegi Lawan Tennis Championship in Ibadan. Ayedatiwa said such events preserve cultural heritage and empower young talents. The tournament, instituted by Prince Adegoke Alateru in memory of his late father, was praised by dignitaries including the Olubadan of Ibadan land and other royal and community leaders. Winners emerged in various categories with awards presented to outstanding participants and contributors. The Bauchi State Police Command has arrested 5 suspected drug dealers and seized a large quantity of illicit drugs during a raid in the Bayan Gari area of the Bauchi metropolis. Acting on a credible intelligence, the command's monitoring units, led by CSP Abdurazak Pada, conducted the operations on April 27. Items recovered included tramadol tablets, ice syrup, dice palm, and ice brokers. The suspects, aged between 20 and 50, confessed to the crime and pledged to assist in further investigations. The Commissioner of Police has ordered a full investigation while the suspects will be charged upon its conclusion. Sheikh Abdulrashid Hadiatullah, President of the Supreme Council for Sharia in Nigeria, has been laid to rest in his hometown of Iwo, Osun State, following his death on Monday at the age of 81. A federal government delegation led by former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Dimeji Bankole, attended the burial. President Bola Tinubu, in a statement by his special advisor, Bayo Onanugwa, described the late scholar as a devoted Islamic leader who made significant contributions through his Sharia, college and principal leadership, especially during the 2023 general election. The Castina State House of Assembly has reaffirmed its commitment to protecting the rights of unprivileged individuals and people with special needs through legislative action. Deputy Speaker Abdul Rajal Ranjor made this known while declaring open a public hearing on bill to establish the Social Investment and Protection Intervention Agency. The proposed agency aims to provide social protections and will be funded through contributions from the state, local governments, and internally generated revenue stakeholders, including ministry officials and special needs advocates. Expressed support for the bill, which is expected to curb street begging and bolster existing social